friends, I'm Scott Giles, minister and hypnotist, and welcome to PowerTalk, my video blog where I cover topics that interest me but always focusing on how you can use the power of your mind to take control of your life. If you want to know more about my professional work or sign up for my free substack newsletter, Powerlines, check out my website, which I'll tag in the description. If there is something in your life that you feel is out of control, using hypnosis can turn that around. Well, today I want to talk about migraine headaches. For those of you who get migraines or who are in a relationship with someone who does, let me say hi there, because all the men in my family get them, and I have suffered from them all my life. And I used to get them really bad, 5 or more per month, and I had the full cycle of debilitating pain, nausea, vomiting, photophobia, that's an aversion to light, and so on. Now, first, a disclaimer. Please do not consider this video to be medical advice. Only someone who is licensed to practice medicine in your state can give you medical advice, and I am not such a person. But in addition to being a board-certified hypnotist, I am also a board-certified chaplain, meaning I do have some medical training, and I'm sharing what I say here as my personal opinion, offered in good faith, with no other representations made. Well, when I was a boy, I was in the custody of my mother and her family, and that family, unlike my father's family, did not have a history of migraines. So when I started to get them, my pain was dismissed as if I were complaining about, a little tension headache. I'd be told to take an aspirin, if I even got told that. But once I had control over my own life, I consulted headache specialists, but at the time there wasn't much available. Mostly migraine sufferers made do with over-the-counter medication plus caffeine. Later, more effective medications were developed, such as the triptans. They worked better, but I still suffered. Briefly, an effective drug came out that used ergot, which is made from a fungus and is a neurotoxin. But in low doses, it's known to help migraines. Unfortunately, it disappeared. It's not been banned by the FDA or anything, but no pharmaceutical company or compounding lab will make it. The reason is that ergot in higher doses is such an effective neurotoxin that people were using it to commit suicide. And not wanting that liability, pharmaceutical companies simply stopped making it. Now, here in Chicagoland, we have a well-known clinic, the Diamond Headache Clinic, and I did consult Dr. Diamond. He didn't really have much that could help me either, but he shared information that back in the 1960s, brain research used to be conducted on prisoners for capital crimes. This is no longer done, but it was done then. As part of that research, the discovery was made that a migraine headache is actually a sterile inflammation of the brain. There isn't an infectious process involved, but the brain does actually swell. And as migraine sufferers will sometimes tell you, it feels like their head is trying to explode. Because it is. The brain is swelling, but remains confined by the skull, and the pain can be intense. I don't think that anyone who has not suffered a migraine can understand how awful the pain can be. My father used to tell me about sitting in a dark room with a pistol in his lap, wondering if that would be the only way he could get himself out of pain. And he wasn't exaggerating. People have killed themselves to get out of the pain of severe migraines. This is no minor thing. Now, these days, there are new classes of drugs to help migraine sufferers. Anti-seizure drugs such as Topamax help many. There are preventative drugs such as Inderal, which can lessen the frequency of the headaches. Botox is sometimes used, and there's a new class of medications called CGRP antagonists that have also helped many. Some people even use transcranial magnetic stimulation or other electrical stimulation of the trigeminal nerve, which connects to the brainstem where headaches are believed to start. Now, I still get migraines, but my frequency has dropped to about 1 per month, and some months I don't have any. When a migraine hits, the newer drugs do help. But they're not what saved me from a miserable life. What has saved me has been the regular practice of self-hypnotism. We know that in the biophysiology of the migraine headache, stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline can be the very thing that kicks off a migraine. The latest thinking is that a migraine is actually a complicated neurovascular event that actually begins days before the pain or other symptoms appear. Therefore, anything one can do to prevent those stress hormones from building up in the brain will help reduce migraines. This is why the regular practice of mindfulness meditation is known to help migraine sufferers, but even more than mindfulness, hypnotism, which actually allows access to the deeper workings of the brain, is considerably more effective. At least my clients and I have found it to be so. Now, hypnotism is a different state in the brain than meditation, or hypnotism causes a different state in the brain than meditation does. And we know this from actual brain scans. In the hypnotic state, the brain processes information in a more profound way. That's why hypnotism can relieve pain in a way that medication cannot. That deeper process keeps the stress hormones under control, and the result is fewer and lighter migraines. Having said all of this, I do want to point out that for many people, the reason they're having migraines is that they're under excessive stress due to social or lifestyle decisions they may have made, and that stress is producing the problematic hormones in abundance. I've seen more than one client who was in a bad relationship with frequent and severe headaches that basically vanished or reduced in severity once they got out of that relationship. So in the journey to a less painful life, understand you may have to be honest with yourself and make some changes in your lifestyle to prevent the baseline of those stress hormones from getting going. Now, not all hypnotists are medical hypnotists. On the other hand, that said, it's not like it was 20 years ago. There are many more around. If you are a migraine sufferer like I am, consider consulting a hypnotist to learn the deeper structure of relaxation. And if lifestyle or relationship changes are needed, your hypnotist can help you with those as well. Consider it. You'll be glad you did. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. You're invited. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, it helps a lot if you tell others about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And you are always welcome to subscribe to my Substack using the buttons that you'll find on this post or on my website. If you're wondering if I can be of help to you, consider attending one of our online classes or working directly with me. Feel free to reach out through my website for a free, no obligation meet and greet call, and we'll talk about it. Have a great week.